I would be in that hotel room just backtesting by myself, just watching trading content. And I was so obsessed because the truth is, you think this is easy. This is not easy, bro. This is not easy. And I say it time and time again, if you keep knocking on a door long enough, my guy, a door will open up.
What is the last note you want to leave behind for all traders watching this video?
How's it going, guys? It's your boy Yarimi. Welcome back to the channel. Now today, it won't be me on the charts. It's going to be quite a raw video where I'm actually going to be asked a set of questions to take a deeper dive of my journey to entrepreneurship slash trading slash trying to make it. What did it take for me to be able to reach the position that I'm in now, having made multiple millions? I hope you guys are able to extract any type of benefit. And honestly, if this video only impacts or touches one person, I consider my job to be done. So I'm going to be asked a list of questions. Let's go.
The beginning to every single person's journey to success always starts with struggles, pain, and hardships. And in your specific journey to success in entrepreneurship, business, and trading, was there a specific point in your life where everything just felt heavy?
1,000,000%. And I record this very, very accurately. I've said the story 1,000,000 times, so I'm pretty sure people are fed up of it. But 2020, bro, I was simply just lost in terms of what am I gonna do with my life. Like, I actually didn't know what I wanted to do. And I found myself in a situation where I would do things out of the ordinary because I thought that would bring a solution. I was riding my bike in the morning to go to a forest, to just be in a calm place so that I could think of avenues out of this rut that I'm in. And it was a terrible time for me. I remember I was receiving paychecks from the government, and I would use a portion of that money to pay for a hotel, even if it was one night, because I didn't have a place where I could just think, you know? And I would go there and I would just backtest all night, me in a hotel room. It would be like a £40 hotel room. I would be in that hotel room just backtesting by myself, just watching trading content by myself. And I was so obsessed. And the obsession came from desperation, because the truth is, I was desperate. I was in a debt. I was thinking to myself, what job do I know of that can get me out of this debt ASAP? None. They all require significant experience, which I didn't have. So that time was a very, very tough time for me, man. I was going to sleep very, very heavy chested. I didn't know what it feels like to sleep properly. I would be woken up every single day by a passing thought in my dreams that would just wake me up straight away. I would think about my situation in my sleep, so I couldn't actually sleep. To the point where, I'll be honest, like, I even bought some CBD oil. I said, I can't do drugs, but let me buy some CBD oil. Let's put it in the back of my tongue. And I used to see if this is going to make me feel better, if this is going to make me feel less stressed. And I was genuinely in a hole in my life. Like, and nobody knew. I was down. I was mad depressed about my situation. I had so much anxiety of the future. I was anxious. Am I going to make it? Like, this is getting long now. What's going on? I genuinely felt like I couldn't tell anyone my problems. You know? Just keeping things to myself. And I'm the kind of guy where anywhere I like to go, I like to be a bit of a joker sometimes. I like to be the clown of the party. I like to be the, you know, someone who makes it a bit lighthearted. Someone who's always laughing, joking. But the problem is, when you're known as this guy, people don't believe you have problems. And that was my situation back then, where my problems weren't only financial. It was more so, okay, I'm known as this person who's always smiling and laughing, so people can't know that I'm stressed. And the fact that I knew that too put me in it was a double-edged sword, because it's like, I don't like sympathy or empathy. So if I tell people, okay, don't call me, don't message me please, because this is how I'm feeling right now, I'm a bit stressed, I got this, that and the other, they'll just give you an overload of attention that I didn't want. Have you ever told someone your situation and now they've turned into your advisor, which there's nothing wrong with, but they've become an advisor in the sense that they're trying to tell you how to live your life, or you've come to them vulnerable and now they've made you feel bad for even telling them. I told you shouldn't do this. What did I tell you? This. And you're thinking, the one time I opened up to you for me to tell you about my situation, for me to tell you about my financial distress, you threw it back in my face. So the double-edged sword was like, I don't want to tell people because I was afraid that the response I get may make me cut them off immediately, because that's just how I am. If I don't like the response I'm hearing, I'm a bit, So the other side of the sword was, I don't want people to know that I have problems. So I just brushed it and I dealt with it alone. But that was a very, very difficult time in my life.
And when you were in that exact place in your life, did it ever feel like there was simply just like no way out for you?
Did it ever feel like what? There was no way out?
Yeah.
100%. It felt like there was no way out, but I still persevered. And I'm not trying to be no motivational speaker here, because you've seen the videos. You guys have seen the videos of me saying, by the time you're watching this, I'm going to be a millionaire. Mark my words, Like, I had so much conviction I was going to make it happen, even though at certain points, I did believe there's no way out. But I always knew I'm going to become successful. I just didn't know how. It's weird because I knew I was going to be successful, but at a certain point in my life, I felt like there was no way out. It's so conflicting. I don't know if I'm even making sense, but it's the polarity between the two doesn't make sense, but that's genuinely how I felt. I felt like there was no way out, but I also felt like, you know what, if you keep going, something will happen. Something will happen. I say it time and time again. If you keep knocking on a door long enough, my guy, a door will open up. Whether it be the door that you was waiting for or another door, because you might have intended to knock on a certain door. You've been knocking on this door for so long, the neighbor opens up and says, come in here, man. So if you knock on a door for so long, it's either the desired door that you was waiting for will open up, or the door next to it will open up, because that door was fed up of how long you've been knocking on the other door. Does that make sense?
A lot of traders suffer in silence, thinking just simply no one understands their situation and they're a unique case study. But what would you say to someone, and specifically a trader, feeling that way right now?
To be honest, there's two types of scenarios that I've observed and seen myself day to day, having dealt with my own personal students. I see that the first scenario is, okay, let's establish this. The path to becoming a profitable trader is understood by the average person working a normal job. Why? They just can't comprehend how you face loss after loss after loss after loss, and you're holding on to this very, very, very thin rope that one day you will succeed. And the reason why this rope is thin is simply because you think the entirety of mankind have the grit, have the perseverance, have the dog in them to be able to, excuse my French, but thug it out. Do you think the entirety of mankind have the ability to keep hitting failure after failure after failure after failure without being fed up? Of course not. So the first thing is, you have to accept that as a trader, your path is destined for misunderstanding. You are going to be misunderstood, my friend. 100%. Without shadow of a doubt. Sometimes traders feel like they need sympathy. Oh, I've been trading for so long, I just blew my 20th funded account, I don't know what to do, so on and so forth. The other extreme is they are in this state where they keep blowing accounts and they're not seeing success and they're not seeing results. They are arrogant to learn. They are arrogant to submit. And let me tell you this, if you haven't heard it before. If you have a mentor, you must submit to their teachings after you've obviously done your due diligence if they're even a good trader themselves. Okay? You must submit to their teachings. Why? Because you are none the wiser. If I sit with a trader who's been trading for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and I'm a profitable trader myself, I'm going to shut my mouth when I sit next to them. Why? Because they are more experienced. And the two types of people who will never learn are the shy and the arrogant. I'm definitely not shy. I like to consider myself to not be arrogant. So what am I going to do? I'm going to keep my mouth closed and only open it when it's time to ask questions and learn. I don't want to have a conversation of, this works for me, and this works for me, merchants. That's what a lot of you guys are. This works for me. It doesn't work for you, because if it worked for you, you wouldn't be in the situation that you're in right now. Respect your mentor. He's been doing this longer than you. If he's been trading, 15, 20 years, 5 years, 6 years, and you've only been in this game for 6 months, 1 year, a year and a half, keep your mouth closed, please, until you are profitable. Because you saying, this works for me, it doesn't work for you. Of course, everyone has their time. Of course, it's a process, but understand, everyone has their time. It's not your time. Side point, but I was told a story about Islam Makhachev, and they were speaking about how the young MMA fighters in their gym are almost trying to prove a point to him that they're strong. So what they try and do is, when the world champions come in, and you've got your Islams, you've got your Khabibs, the young fighters in the gym, they'll try and apply a bit more pressure to show them, hey, look, we're strong. And Islam tells them, relax. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to show off. You don't have to try and get there just yet. Don't do this in training just because we're here or you want to prove a point to us. Your time will come, and you are the author of your time in trading. What do I mean by that? Is it philosophical? No, it's not. You write your story. You have this pen in your hand that can simply dictate your future in trading if you actually just took yourself seriously. And the thing is, you don't even realize that you have this pen in your hand that is going to write out your future in trading. And I'm not saying you're some fortune teller. No, I don't believe in that stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, you don't realize that if you had just learnt one strategy, whatever it may be, it has to be working. If you had learnt correct risk management, if you had the discipline to actually trade your trading plan, because majority of people have a trading plan, but they do not plan to trade it. Meaning what? The quicker you become disciplined, and the quicker you accept that, okay, these are my concrete rules that I shall not deviate from, is the quicker the ink from that pen in your hand will start falling on that piece of paper, and the first chapter to your road to success will begin. That's when you start writing your story. Anything before that is simply a circus act. You are going to be a clown for the rest of your life in this trading industry if you do not risk manage. If you cannot manage your emotions because you are such an emotional wreck, you're down 3% on your account, you say, yes, NFPs tomorrow, let me risk a bit less on it. Then you get slipped out of the trade. Joker. If you don't have a trading plan and you don't even know what you're doing every single day, you're just coming on the charts, you're saying, yeah, you're just appearing on the charts, you're spawning on the charts, and you're saying, change of character. Change your character. Because you think this is easy. This is not easy, bro. This is not easy. You gotta put in work. You wanna live a lifestyle like this, you have to put in work. You wanna live a life of abundance, you have to put in work. You must put in work. You have to create your own commandments. Your own commandments where you testify. If you're a person of faith, I don't know. But to me, whenever I want to take something serious in my trading, or I'm done for the day, I take an oath by my Lord and I say I'm done for the day. You must find a purpose greater than yourself. Why? So that when you take an oath by it and you say I'm done for the day, you really stand on it. You what? You really stand on it. So the two situations with traders are, number one, people just want too much sympathy, and number two, people are arrogant and they don't want to learn. They're with one mentor 3 months to go around. 6 months they've been learning. Oh, I'm seeing some blues now, let me start my own community, or let me start my own group chat. A bunch of confused people in one chat together. Then they go back to their mentor. Then they Discord hop. They go from this mentorship to that mentorship to that mentorship to that mentorship. They get pimped out. Excuse my French. What happens? They return. They always come back. That's the issue. People's path to profitability is so volatile and sporadic because they don't even know who they are. And that's the honest truth. They can't even abide by their own commandments. Yeah.
Okay, so up until this point, the advice you've been giving feels like the advice you would give to the version of Yarim 5-6 years ago, who was literally just starting in trading, in the journey of entrepreneurship, and just becoming a better version of yourself. What is the last note you want to leave behind for all traders watching this video? Something that is going to stick inside their brain for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Because the position you were in back in 2020 when you first got started in trading is the position most traders are in today. What is the last note you want to leave behind?
Let me do this for them. Exclusive. This is what I want to show you. Losses and wins. 1.6k loss, 12k win. 3k loss, 30k win. 6k loss, 18k win. Total 12k loss for the week. Next week, 35k in one trade. Made 30k in a week and a half. 33k in a single day, which left me at what? 185,000 pounds. 185,000 pounds that month. Guys, you have to learn how to stomach losses. This is not an easy path. I take losses too. I'm just like you. I started off at 0 and I'm trying to be a hero. This is not an easy path. Why is it not easy? Because this is the kind of money you can make not regularly. This is one of my best ever months. You can't make this regularly. This is not a get rich quick scheme. Disclaimer. If you're seeing this and saying, yeah, I'm going to buy Yarima's course, don't buy my course based on this. Don't buy it. This is not a close enough reality for you. This is later on a possibility, not a guarantee. I'm telling you here, 5 years in, this is a ridiculous month for me. Okay? Anyone who's shown you these numbers, they're probably, put a question mark around it. And for me, if you're trying to put a question mark around me, I'll show you straight up. Clear as day. Same account right here. IC Markets live account. Clear as day. You see? No screenshot nonsense here. This is difficult, guys, but you can do it. You are capable. Guys, do you know how complex the human brain is? You have to just repeat the cycle. If you've sat down for exams before, you've been given a revision booklet, and you've taken a look at a certain equation or a certain, methodology or a certain question that you had to memorize because this is going to come up in my exam. What made you pass that exam? What made you know the answer to that question? Is the fact that you repeated the cycle so many times over and over and over and over again, which is why it became easier for you later on. Guys, your brain is complex. Don't tell yourself, I'm stupid, I can't do this. Don't tell yourself, I don't have the patience, I don't have the resilience. Fix up then. The reality is fix up. Become a patient person. Work on your patience. Work on your grit. Work on you not being a scared person. Work on you not being a shook one. Stop being scared. Put that lot size. Why? Because you're here to get paid with correct risk management. That's what you're here for. Stop being scared. Go and learn. Place a mirror in front of yourself and say, bro, you know what? This has been going on for way too long. I'm just not a good trader. Let me finally submit to a mentor. Let me finally get on them Zoom calls. Let me actually wake up for my London session. I'm here snoring, I'm drooling, there's spit coming out my mouth, and I'm saying, why am I not profitable? You love sleep more than you love success. I always give this example. If I know every single Sunday I have to go to this fish market to get the best fish in the morning. The best fish are available in the morning. And now I've missed the morning and I go to this fish market in the afternoon. What type of fish will be left for me? The ones that nobody wanted in the morning. If I want to go to a fruit market, Pound a Bow in London, right? The best ones go in the morning. If I want to go there towards the end of the day, what type of bananas am I going to get? What type of strawberries am I going to get? Maybe the ones that look like they have a little bit of a fungus on them. I'll get the ones that aren't as good as the fresh ones that came in the morning. So what makes you think you are going to be profitable if you can't even respect the market opening? You can't respect the kill zones that you're trading. You can't respect the correct time window to trade. You're oversleeping, and you're over leveraging, and you're over trading, and you're just in an emotional rut because you're not profitable. You're just not a serious guy. You're just not a serious girl. You're just not a serious individual. And that's the bottom line truth. Fix up, get real, and understand this is a skill that is going to what? That is going to pay you for the rest of your life. You're not going to make the same money every single month. Absolutely not. There might be times where you blow your funded account. But what is the purpose? The purpose is to retrieve as much funds as you possibly can, to then put that money aside and invest it. So now you don't trade out of desperation. Use trading as a money-making machine to invest in projects. Because when you see it like that, you're not now thinking, oh, this has replaced my 9 to 5. No, use trading as a money-making machine to invest in other projects. So now, let's say after a year and a half of trading, you look back and you think, damn, I've got 7 figures just in investments. Mountains were made from pebbles. Lay those foundations, lay those investments, even if they're small amounts. Oh, you only got a 3K payout, invest that. You only got a 10K, invest that. 12K, 15, 30K, invest that. Because later on, you're not going to realize the financial empire that you built for yourself and your family. You're not going to realize that. Because let me tell you something, putting up a mill up front is going to be quite a difficult situation for you. Putting up 600K, 500K, 300K up front is going to be quite a difficult situation for you. But when you've taken the approach of slow and gradual, eventually you are left with a mountain because you laid your pebbles. So that's the advice I want to leave traders with. I don't even want to do an outro, but if you've been able to take any benefit from this, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100K. Take care. Peace.
Yo, it's going good, man. So far, currently at 4.3K. If I pass this challenge, yo, life is gonna be